A Course in Miracles. Lesson 68. Love holds no grievances. You who were created by love like itself can hold no grievances and know yourself. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become, for no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Shut off from yourself, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator, yourself seems to sleep, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh yes, for he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, and his creator has become fearful to him in his dream of hate. Who can dream of hatred and not fear God? It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are as it is certain that those who forgive will remember. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. Today we will try to find out how you would feel without them. If you succeed, even by ever so little, there will never be a problem in motivation ever again. Begin today's extended practice period by searching your mind for those against whom you hold what you regard as major grievances. Some of these will be quite easy to find. Then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like and even think you love. It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. Determine now to see all these people as friends. Say to them all, thinking of each one in turn as you do so, I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me and come to know myself. Spend the remainder of the practice period trying to think of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world that protects you and loves you, and that you love in return. Try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you and holding you up. Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I will know I am perfectly safe. The short practice periods should include a quick application of today's idea whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not. Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself. In addition, repeat the idea several times an hour. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in him. Love holds no grievances. Imagine a man walking through a garden carrying a sack of stones over his shoulder. Every stone has a name written on it. Things my brother said, what my father never did, the betrayal, the disrespect, the apology that never came. At first, the sack is light. One stone feels justified. 2 stones feel reasonable. 3 stones feel like self-respect. But after a while, the man begins to lean. His back bends. His breathing shortens. His steps grow slow. Now imagine someone asking him a strange question. "Why are you carrying those stones?" And the man answers immediately, "Because they belong to the people who hurt me." But look carefully. Those people are not carrying the sack. He is. This is the first secret about grievances. A grievance is a stone you agree to carry long after the event is gone. And the weight is never where people think it is. People believe the stone punishes the other person. But the stone only bends the back of the one carrying it. That is why the Course says holding grievances condemns the body to death. Not because someone else is attacking you, but because you have chosen to carry weight that was never yours to begin with. The ego loves this arrangement because every stone proves the same story. I am a body that was harmed. And the moment that story is believed, the body becomes the center of identity. Once identity is the body, fear becomes inevitable. Bodies can be hurt, bodies can age, bodies can die. So the grievance quietly reinforces the belief that you are fragile. It says, "Look what they did to me." But beneath that sentence hides a deeper belief. I am the kind of thing that can be damaged. That is why grievances split the mind from its source. The source says you are love. A grievance says you are wounded. Both cannot be true at the same time. Now imagine another scene. A movie theater late at night. A horror film is playing on the screen. The audience is tense. Heartbeats are fast. People grip their seats. But then the projector stops. The image disappears. And suddenly the audience realizes something strange. The fear was never in the room. It was only on the screen. Grievances are the projector of the ego. They keep replaying the same film, different actors, different scenes, but always the same storyline. I was wronged. And as long as the film keeps playing, the mind believes the dream is real. That is why the Course says the self seems to sleep while illusions appear awake. The sleeping mind is the one believing the movie. The awakened mind is the one who realizes it is watching a projection. Now consider the question Jesus asks. Can all of this arise from holding grievances? Oh yes, because a grievance is the ego's proof of separation. It says, there are others out there. They harmed me. They are different from me. But the moment someone is seen as separate, the mind has already left love. Love does not divide the room into enemies and allies. Love recognizes itself everywhere. That is why grievances redefine God in our own image. If someone believes they are a wounded body, then God becomes a dangerous authority, a judge, a punisher, a scorekeeper in the sky. But if identity is love, God cannot be feared. Love does not create threats. Now think about the major grievances. These are the stones people think they could never drop. A betrayal in marriage, a business partner who cheated you, a parent who abandoned you, a friend who turned against you, a public humiliation, a betrayal of trust. These stones feel heavy because the story has been repeated for years. Every repetition polishes the stone. It becomes smoother, more convincing. But then there are the minor grievances. The text messages not returned, the interrupting during conversation, the co-worker who takes credit, the partner who forgot something important, the stranger who cuts you off in traffic, the slow line at the grocery store. These seem small, but they accumulate like pebbles in a shoe. And soon the mind walks through the world irritated by everything. This is why the lesson says grievances exist even toward those we love. Because love mixed with grievance is not love. It is a contract. I will love you as long as you behave correctly. The ego calls that love. But love does not come with conditions. Now imagine the man with the sack of stones again. Someone tells him something radical. You do not need to throw the stones. You do not need to return them. You only need to set the sack down. That is forgiveness, not approving the past, not denying events occurred, but recognizing the weight was never required. The moment the sack drops, something unexpected happens. The man stands upright. His breathing returns. His body relaxes. The world looks lighter. Nothing outside changed, but the burden vanished. This is why the lesson says you will know you are perfectly safe, because grievances were the evidence used to prove danger existed. Once the evidence is gone, the courtroom collapses. The mind discovers something shocking. Peace was never blocked by the world. Peace was buried under the stones. And the practice becomes simple. Whenever a grievance appears, pause and say quietly, "Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself." Because the betrayal was never against another person. The betrayal was forgetting what you are. And every time a grievance is dropped, the mind wakes a little more, like someone slowly opening their eyes after a long night. Until one day the sack is empty, the stones are gone, and what remains standing there was never a wounded body at all. Only love.